what these downstate Democrats think Brian Miller is in, is that what happens in a competitive hunting contest. So is what they think is that these upstate Neanderthals, that would be us, that we get our guns and we go out into the woods and we shoot a deer and we cut off the antlers,
cut the horns off,
and leave the carcass there to rot. Because all we care about is that valuable rack.
That's what they think.
Yeah,
it's a different culture down there.
It is.
Last year we hired an intern from HCCC from the Bronx because I wanted to know how he thinks.
Oh, that's a good idea.
In why their opinions are the way they are.
Love it.
And it was a very interesting experience for us and for him.
I'll bet.
Because at the end of the term, he understood upstate values,
right?
And we tried to understand downstate values.
Yeah. You know what's interesting though is I love New York City. My wife and I get down there. We could spend weeks at a time. I just you walk out the door of your hotel and there's stuff there's always something going on in the world. But up here, you got to love this too. And the problem is that we take the time to go down there and live and experience what they live every single day. They never take the time to come up here and understand what happens up here. They just don't.
Well, part of my district is Delaware County and Ulster County. And
I almost forgot you're the crazy district that includes everyone.
I got the cross-section of the whole state, so we try to understand everything. But there's a lot of second homes from people from downstate, the city.
Well, try to get out of Friday afternoon. Try to get out of New York.
Right.
They're all coming upstate.
So they come up there, they have their second home, and they want to bring their culture with them instead of enjoying what beauty and what we have here.
Yeah.
So it's been crazy. We've had the A722, the hunting competition bill there, which in the Senate there's a Senate companion this year, and I believe that's been passed. The Assembly bill hasn't come up yet because I've been trying to get out in front of these things and get as much press as we can get, see if we can stop them before they go out of committee. Yeah. But ours may include fishing contests.
Well, I was going to ask you about that because imagine that fishing derby that the kids do coming up here. April 1st is the start of trout season. Yep. This would be terrible. All the way around, this would be terrible.
Well, we're trying to teach kids how to fish, a great way of life.
Yeah.
It's a competition. But you're out there trying to catch a fish. You don't know if you're going to catch a fish that's 3 feet long or 3 inches.
Yeah.
Could I add to the fact that a lot of these people, do they realize that money from hunting, money from fishing, like their licenses, their tags, goes to environmental conservation? So if you eliminate hunting and fishing and competitions,
that's a great point.
What's going to pay for it?
That's such a great point.
Most of the time, they don't worry about what's going to pay for it.
Well, they want it to go away. I had somebody arguing with me on Facebook about this, saying there is never a point ever where an animal should be shot and killed for competition, ever. And I tried to explain that, and I'm not it's funny because as a kid, I used to fish all the time. We'd get on our bikes, we'd take our fishing poles, and we'd head out and we'd fish for trout. But as time went on, I became a more modern person. I'm completely attention deficit. I can't sit in a field waiting for a deer to come by. I'd rather call up the guy who got the deer and put that crap in my freezer. Same thing when it comes to fishing. So I'm not this big person that goes out and hunts and fishes, but I did grow up in a family where that goes on. My father's out hunting and my brother as well every year during the season. Well, so they don't understand that there is such a respect for wildlife, for nature, for animals, that you just wouldn't shoot and kill a deer and just walk away. That deer is coming home. That deer is going to go in your freezer.
Processed. You're gonna use the meat.
You're going to use the meat.
We're sportsmen.
Right.
I've been a sportsman all my life. I hunt deer. We love to hunt deer. We fish trout, and we catch and release on trout.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
the state stocks a lot of breeders,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to put that fish back in there so a 12-year-old can catch that fish.
Right. Right.
And we have
Screw the 12-year-old. I love.
and we have the venison, but there is an overpopulation in spots, and
in some cases, they're increasing the amount that someone in certain populations, certain areas, they'll increase the amount of deer you can get because of the overpopulation. And I'm not sure these people downstate understand when there is overpopulation, these deer starve in the wintertime.
they starve. There's disease. There's all kinds of.
Or better yet, you have more of them darting across roads, killing human beings.
Or they're crashing their $80,000 vehicles into them when they come up to their upstate houses.
Well, that's fine.
So,
I don't mind that,
with all of this said,
we got that, and there's one more that just came out too.
Oh,
it's
boy.
on the
boy.
on the taking and harvesting of fur. That's another one.
yeah, and that's not as big of a deal up here, is it?
The fur trade's not as big, but
Yeah,
it's still
bear. I mean, can you hunt bear? Is there a bear season in
there's
the?
a bear season, but it's
In the north?
still another aspect of them trying to take.
They don't
away.
understand.
They don't understand.
Yeah.
So
So here's my question.
Meanwhile, they're walking around in their leather shoes, their leather
they got
purses.
their coyote.
Yeah, that's their little
collared parkas.
Here's what I don't understand. You keep bringing up the point about they don't when someone kills a deer, they don't just go and cut the antlers off and then leave the deer there to rot. Is that what they think? And is that what offends them? Because they're not banning hunting; they're just banning competitive hunting.
They are, and I feel that. Let Brian.
It's only the
answer that,
beginning,
so.
I guess.
Well, it could be that. It could be another look at a sideways gun bill.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
let's face it.
One more
What are people using to
opportunity.
hunt?
Yeah.
That's where it's coming from.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
I mean, I don't.
Meanwhile,
You
these-
can only
the-
hunt by running up
the-
and grabbing them.
These
But it's
people
every day
are.
down there. It's things have changed this year, and I know the senator was on yesterday, and he talks about the Senate not being there. I've been in the Assembly. It's my third year, and we get up, we debate every bill, and then we have the Senate there for checks and balances.
Yeah.
Now we don't have that. Now it's getting to be crunch time at the budget, and we're hoping that April 1st comes every year, and we'll probably put a clock up. We'll start the countdown.
Yeah. Although I will say, and whether you hate this governor or you think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, he is the only governor we have had that is targeted upstate New York for economic development. I mean, he spent a lot of money here.
Well, there's a lot of good things going on. Tractor
they
Supply
really are,
and
yeah.
a lot of things happening all over. The hospital, that's going to help.
Big step last night with the planning board moving forward.
And hopefully we'll see some shovels moving in September.
Yeah. Wow. So you think that'll be the...
That's what I've,
yeah.
Leadership over there said September may be the day, and
Yeah.
well, let's see what happens.
All right, Brian. So, question, do you feel that this has... could you throw a percentage out? The percentage of the chance that this competitive hunting bill could actually pass and become law in New York State?
With the two-house control by the by the other side, it could be 100%.
Wow.
But I don't know. Percentage of
There's no one there to
stopping
stop
it?
it.
Zero.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would the governor sign this bill?
That's the thing that I have to tell you. I think the governor has done. Here I'm defending the governor. It's not something I want to be. I do not want to be in that position. But the governor has done a pretty decent job of getting out there and having these events in the North Country and working. I think he has. I don't know the governor would sign this because there's a lot of money there, too.
Yes, there is. A lot of
And
money.
if he wants to run for president, mainstream America hunts, right?
Yeah.
The Midwest and all this stuff. Like, if they find out that he banned competitive hunting, it's like, why?
Yeah.
Again, I don't understand why
we are in a scary position if we're relying on the governor to protect us from extreme liberalism.
Oh, boy, what a champion of the right he is, isn't he?
Wow.
Oh, God.
Brian, oh, my Lord.
And it includes fishing? I mean,
Well, it could include.
They
It
could
doesn't
include
yet.
fishing. Not yet.
But they could add it in there. And the thought is, how could you do this to this poor little animal? That's how they feel. And I get that. I get it.
I understand.
Yeah.
And,
I know. We all saw Bambi.
And
It
I
was
don't
tragic.
even want to go down this road, right? Because I know it's such a controversial thing to say from a legislature that just passed a bill that you can abort a child after it's born, and they're worried about Bambi.
And there's one other issue in this competitive hunting bill. If someone breaks the law and they do participate in competitive hunting, and the animal is injured, it is law that you must take the animal to a veterinarian immediately.
Immediately and become a ward of the state. Okay?
Yes.
It's the same situation you have with recovery animals
crazy.
out there,
I know.
hogs and things like that.
Oh, Brian, how do you handle this?
It's very interesting every day I go down
I
there.
bet it
You
is,
know,
so.
I come home every night, and I ride down in the morning, and you get to exit 24, and you put your head down and say, okay, I got to get ready for this.
Yeah, I got to prep myself.
I just got to get ready.
It's like going in for a colonoscopy. Yeah, I mean, you got to be ready for it. And unfortunately, there's no anesthesia for what you're going through.
Then every day, the start of the week, we get the bill calendar, and I have staff. Okay, we got to get briefed on everything. Okay, what's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on here? And it's like, oh boy, we're gonna debate this one today.
Yeah, how do you
Hopefully
debate
they'll
that?
lay it aside.
Yeah. All right, nice job. I appreciate your time, Brian. Thank you.
Okay, guys.
Let's hope this thing doesn't pass for people like you who enjoy fishing and hunting out there. It would really be a problem. There's a huge outdoor show going on at the Turning Stone this weekend.
Yes, there is.
There are events at that event today, tomorrow, and Sunday. There are events there at the Turning Stone this weekend that would become illegal if this bill passes.
Correct.
Crazy.